about the money, I was already making $30,000, $40,000 a month. Okay, I was making money. I wanted my time free. My kids were asleep when I went to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I kissed them in bed, and when I got home at 10:30 at night, they were already in bed. And their life was going by me. So I got involved. It might not just be the money. Some people might want to reprioritize their life. Understand that when you're talking to them. But I got involved in the industry. My mother and father, we put my, when I talk about putting your loved ones in, my dad's a retired Dallas fireman, 24 on and 48 off. And for 35 years, my father left our house and lived away from our house at the fire station 24 hours and went into burning houses for $50,000 a year. Yep. Me and my sister got involved in this industry. A good friend of mine, Barry Apple, told me, put your loved ones in first. We're going to build it anyway. We're going to put people in there anyway. We're going to help them anyway. Why not put your mother and dad in there? Listen to me real closely. My dad worked 35 years and never made over $50,000. We enrolled my mom and dad in our business, and then retired with 43 rent houses and a 7-figure income. Okay? But my mom, tell me the story because my mom and dad went to a training that I did in San Francisco, and the next week, my mother called me. Anybody in here have any relatives or siblings that got in trouble and were in trouble their whole life? I had a little brother, he passed in 17. He had a substance abuse issue. But at the time, back in the early 2000s, my brother was in trouble. He was incarcerated. I don't mind shutting up there. My little brother was a dope addict and never really got on the other side of it. At least when he was in jail and in prison, we knew he was safe. But my mother called me one day and she said, Keith, that training that you did in San Francisco, where you were talking about the church and rhinoceros, is what you're going to do in this business. She said, I'd like to get a copy of that book to take to your brother. Those of you who never read it, that's what you got to be in this business, is a church and rhinoceros. And that was my topic that day. A full-grown male rhinoceros is 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. Their shoulder is this thick, a 30-06 won't penetrate it. And when a rhinoceros gets focused on something, he's so focused that he closes his eyes when he charges. You know what's most important? When you hear these guys talk about the naysayers, a rhinoceros has no peripheral vision. He only sees straight ahead. He only looks at the target. And I did this training in San Francisco, and my mother asked for a copy of the book to take to my brother. I didn't ever go see it in prison, I couldn't do it, but my mother went every Sunday. And she wanted a copy of this book. And I went into Barnes & Noble to give my brother a copy of this book. They didn't have it, I had to order it. But on the way out of Barnes & Noble's that day, on the discount book stand up front, there was a red paperback that jumped off the shelf at me, and it was called No Excuses. That's what I've been, the author's Jay Raftenberry, if you want to get it, and I've been taught my whole entire life to not make excuses. We weren't allowed to make excuses in my house. My grandpa, if you made excuses, you were in trouble.